Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to the Mental Dojo with yours truly, Dennis Procopio. I'm a life coach for men. I own Man Up Life Coaching in San Diego, California. I work with dudes here in the United States and internationally, talking about guy stuff, guy problems, things that are on your mind, things that are on your heart. And today we're going to be talking about yet another grueling, uncomfortable, awkward bro topic. So join me inside. I promise it will not disappoint. See you there. All right, guys, we're back. It's Dennis Procopio here in the Mental Dojo. And yes, I did slip with the clippers, and this is how I look without the big bushy goatee. So get used to it. All right. Now let's see. What are we talking about? Today's title, How to Be a Stern but Loving Father to Your Inner Child. All right. What's the message? Discipline / stern father versus nice guy. Let's check my notes. Austin Guy, very smart, software developer. I see where I was going with this. All right. So, I have a client who, I love when story time starts with that. I have a client who lives in Austin. He's about 40. He's a dad. He's a great guy. I really like him a lot. Not a loud guy, not a macho guy at all, more soft-spoken. I'm not saying he's a wimp in any way, but just quiet and smart, man. Really smart guy. He works in something computer, software developer, computer engineer, some crap. But smart guy stuff. My blue collar really comes out when I shave this off. All of a sudden I'm like, hey, what? Anyway. This guy, very intelligent gentleman, I teach him chess, and within like freaking 2 games, he's already given me a run for my money. I'm not saying I'm, a grandmaster or anything. I mean, I play all right. But like, he's never played before, and a couple of games in, he's texting me saying, "Oh, I really love this game. It's got all of these, great feedback loops and this and this and that." Like, just love a mind like that just grabs onto it. And from the very beginning with this guy, it's not about beating another person. He's not like, "Oh yeah, man, I'm going to get good at this and I'm going to kick ass and defeat other guys and fucking make them fucking go down on me on the chessboard because I'm a macho fucking man." No, he's not. He doesn't want to lord his intelligence over anyone or, get off on being smarter or better than them. He just is interested in the mechanics of the game. This is a dude who also talked to me about cooking recently, and I can tell that he's a scientist in the kitchen. And people like that, like, I'm Italian, so, there's an alchemy to making good food. And this guy gets it, man. So I really like this guy a lot. And he shared with me that, he had a dad who never challenged him. And I thought, that's funny. I don't know what that's like, He had a dad who gave him all the room in the world to just be himself, which seems like a good thing, But he said as a result, he was never held accountable. And so later in life, his strategy for improving on the, I guess you could say, sort of inaccuracies, if you were to think technically, he's looking at his life analytically. He's finding these inaccuracies. He's decided that the way to fix them is to get both a psychologist who is a female and a coach who is a male, And the coach is essentially, even though this isn't his language, this is basically what he's doing. His coach is going to be the paternal father, the stern father. And the female is going to be the mother who listens. And he's basically going to use her as a sounding board to just get rid of all the self-talk. And then he's going to use me to help him set goals and keep him accountable. So basically, I'm a tool. And I love it. I love that he understands why he has chosen me and what job it is I'm supposed to do in his life. Because that's precisely what I do. And so as I'm offering him programming that he can implement to get actual results, and then he sees results, I watch his smart guy brain go, this is a really intelligent system. And that's when I take a knee like Tebow and I point to the sky and I say, give it to the flying spaghetti monster, or whoever you imagine is upstairs playing grand puppeteer. I am not interested in having theological discussions. I'm interested in miracles. And if you know how to make miracles happen, who the flip cares why they happen, right? You don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You don't look at the golden goose and go, could you please explain how you're pooping out these gold eggs? No, you're just like, just keep them coming, baby. Snuggle, snuggle, bloop, bloop, bloop. So this guy, I'm thinking about this guy saying that his dad never challenged him. Now, by contrast, I have a kid in my head. Young guy that I used to, back when I was an art teacher on the East Coast, New England, this Chinese kid. His parents were very typically Asian in that when they brought him to this after-school art program that I taught at, they didn't just drop him off and say, we'll see you downstairs after class. They were buttoned up and they came upstairs and they wanted to speak with the teacher every single beginning of the class, every single end of the class. They wanted to see what work he had done. They wanted to compare it to the work of other students. They wanted to understand what his linear progress was, if there were any ways that they could, tweak his, like, they were riding this little dude's butt, man. So on one side, you've got, hey, bro, everything's cool, father. And then on the other side, you've got Asian father. Well, in my experience with the young Asian gentleman who looked up to me as sort of, he loved me, man. He loved me as I was his art dad, And of course I loved him. I love all my students. But so I started working with him not only in class, but then tutoring him privately. And we started working on drawing, not just for the sake of being able to render properly, but drawing as a form of, I don't want to say expression exactly, but drawing as a way of investigating what you think you see, using these, tools of the craft, learning technique, and really capturing the essence of that moment. That's what we do when we draw. And this kid got really good at it. He saw like an artist. When you see like an artist, it's different. It's like that moment in The Matrix where he realizes the bullet is going to hit him. There's nothing you can do. And all of a sudden, the digits all start falling and you have this epiphany, this sort of aha moment of where your real power comes from. When you draw an object or another person or creature or anything, it is possible for you to have a moment in which you recognize there's something deeper here. There's a universal thing. And rather than trying to pin it down like a, and classify it like a moth in your butterfly collection, as an artist, you just recognize that this is an internal place that you're able to go to. And in reality, all of the arts are potentially transcendent in that way, or in this way. But so here is this kid who under my tutelage and being allowed to relax a little bit and being validated for anything he did, even if it didn't look like other people's stuff or just whatever, just he was allowed to play. Validating him and allowing him to do that, all of a sudden he went from these really tight anime tight little freaking razor sharp drawings to doing this incredibly expressive, big plants and flowers, and he would just slather paint on with a palette knife like he was slapping Miracle Whip on a sandwich, and it would just look so beautiful. Everything he did, it was just like, the kid was natural. He was a natural abstract painter. He really was. He saw the world very uniquely. And I have a son who's moderate to severe on the autism spectrum. So like my kid sees the world differently. And you really have to be empathetic to people who have a different worldview than you do. It's a talent. It's something worth practicing. Sidebar. Anyway, so you've got kid one, who is the Chinese kid that has the oppressive father, and he needs to be allowed to play in the sandbox without a freaking, monkey on his back. You've got guy two, which we could call kid two, because we're still dealing with his inner child, even at the age of 40, who craves discipline. Not like he's a bottom that he wants to go around, like spank me. Nothing like that. But he's saying, I'm smart enough to recognize that I need guidelines. I'm suffering from the unbearable lightness of being. I don't have any, I need some resistance. And if you think about a seed, what I think this guy needs is what I think a lot of guys need. They need to evoke their inner stern father. So what I was going to say about a seed is, I was going to say, if you think about a seed, that's exactly when guys come through this process, what they go into. They go into this sort of seed state. They go into this little incubation situation. I ask them, look, if you're not involved with a woman, just don't get involved with a chick right now. Just do you. I mean, eventually a girl will come along, woman, whatever, will come along. But until then, let's just put a moratorium on all that crap and let's just work on you, right? We also try to cut socializing down. Like, if you don't have to, especially now with the COVID crap, but just in general, if you don't have to be out there, freaking come home, meditate. Seriously. Get your mind right. And we go into this sort of hermitage, this incubation period. And sometimes I tell guys, I guess that this isolation can be scary, the freaking Navy SEALs, lying on the beach with the waves coming up over your face or whatever, like you're getting waterboarded, can be scary, but you need to just calm down. And Coach Dennis here is going to, I told you I was taking you down the rabbit hole. Here we are. This is your moment. So shit or get off the pot. Here we go. And they do. That's where they confront their fear factor in this germination period. And all of that energy that they were just been throwing all over the place, they're asked to internalize that. So basically what I'm doing with this guy is he's got all of this scattered energy and he needs it here, like this. And he's smart enough to recognize that his internal script is just running and 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 running, and he needs to just download that crap hence the therapist. And if she happens to find any either gems or razor blades in there, she should probably let him know. But then with me, I provide the container, like the forming of a diamond, right? I provide the container that offers him the resistance that allows him to go so far and deep inside of himself this way rather than this way. And at a certain point, I start backing up and I say, okay, now it's you. You do this. You father your inner child and you keep him under control. You be a kind, validating, but authoritative father to your inner child. And then I step away. And I never grab the guy. I mean, not grab physically, but you know what my point is? I don't bully the guy. It's not like, yeah, bow to your fucking sensei. You know, we don't do that. But I do. I ask for respect. Like, if I'm going to be an authority in your life, you need to respect me. And so I figure the best way to get it is to ask for it. May I be your coach? May I be an authority? I let them be my Facebook friend so they can see my family and realize I'm a real guy. Like, I'm the real thing. But then once I have their respect, all right, well, we're here to do this job. So let's go. Okay. We're taking all your toys away, taking all your toys away, taking all your toys away. Can you handle it? Okay. Now you're in this, isolation phase. Now you're in this cocoon. Can you handle it? Go deep, deep, deep in. Go deep, deep, deep in. Validate. Everything is fine. You got this. Relax, breathe. And after a while, they start learning to do it themselves. And then I back away and they're like, I got this. No shit. I got this. I get it. And they realize they've been getting in their own way. So I credit this freaking client with being smart enough to recognize what he needs and to recognize that I'm part of what he needs. And hopefully I will do a good job of transitioning this person through this process. My suspicion is it's going to work out like a charm because I've had guys like this before. But what I really love about him, and the reason that I'm dedicating an entire TMD to him, is I think he's doing something similar to what I did when I recognized I was in trouble, which is he self-analyzed, realized, all right, things aren't going right. And I need a reality check. And I'm going to be very open and honest with myself and identify where the imbalances are. And if I do a self-audit and recognize that I don't have the resources to handle this job by myself, then I'm going to have to outsource. And I need to identify what the jobs are. And I have to find people who can help train me in that direction. That's pretty astute. Yeah. And so my suspicion is that once this guy gets right side up, anything and everything that he's learned here through this programming, he's going to be putting back out there in the world, and that'll be his ministry, so to speak. Because at the end of the day, I truly believe, I'm from Philly, brotherly love. I truly believe that our function in life is to, as crazy as this sounds, that there's nothing more holy that you can do with your life energy than to offer love to your brother. And that's the bottom line. That's what Man Up is all about. So that seems like a good note to end on. I forgot to flip the timer, so I have no idea how long I've been talking, but hopefully not that much longer than 30 minutes. Anyway, that's it. Be a stern but loving father to your inner child. Wait, how to be? Did I even tell you how? I kind of told you how. Oh, well, we'll talk about it more later. Gotta go. Take care. See you later. Bye. Well, guys, thanks for stopping by. It's time to shut down the mental dojo, throw the chains on the doors, lock the padlock, and get the hell out of here. But before I do that, would you do me a favor and hit like? I would appreciate that. And also, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, if you're feeling what I'm doing here, if you're smelling what I'm stepping in, go ahead and hit subscribe so that we can do this again, because the man cave just isn't the same when you're not here, man. And I mean that. Thanks for coming by. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.